As lava farms become more and more prevalent, people are going to need farms to get a lot of pointed dripstone. And I have gone ahead and created such farm that are based off of kelp and sugarcane farms. And how this works is every day in Minecraft at noon, this daylight sensor sends a signal to send both flying machines off, and as they go off, the top one breaks all pointed dripstone to and below. And the bottom flying machine breaks all of the bottom ones and acts as a sweeper for anything that breaks off the top and collects all of the bottom ones. And on the other side, as all this pointed dripstone gets collected, it gets pushed into this water stream here, and this observer detects when the bottom flying machine comes in, sends a signal basically back around into this iron trapdoor, which sends the bottom flying machine off, and that observer right here detects the trapdoor being activated and sends a signal to activate this trapdoor, which then sends the top flying machine back on its way. And any pointed dripstone that was missed on the way there gets picked up by the bottom flying machine as it sweeps across the bottom, pushing any leftover stuff back into this water stream, and both water streams can lead into their own or a collective storage system. So how the flying machines were built is actually quite easy. So it's your standard 4 or 2x2 piston slime block observer setup. And then it comes off 6 on the end. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 with a block on the end. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it'll look something like this on both of them. So this is good for the top and the bottom. So how the daylight sensor works is this comparator takes the output signal from the daylight sensor, and when you put another comparator into the side, you have, as long as there's a signal here, a comparing output. So basically what that means is this comparator takes the signal from this comparator takes the signal from that, and when you put one comparator into the side of another, those two signals get looked at and compared if they are the same. So as long as this signal from whatever source and this source signal are the same, it will create some output. And as you can see, it is midnight now in the game, and this signal is now 0 while this one is still 15. And because this one is being inputted into this to compare, since they are not the same input signal, there is 0 output signal. And now, to get that pulse, you just need a sticky piston into a block. And as the signal gets pushed into the sticky piston, it gets pushed up and there will be one output at the end here. And as the flying machines go off, you can see that the top flying machine just basically pushes all pointed dripstone forward, and the bottom one is just sweeping along, picking up any pointed dripstone that is being dropped or is on the ground like this. And at the end, we can see that all the pointed dripstone gets pushed into a water source, into the water stream, and they get sent off. And at the end here, there's some loss because of these gaps, but it is very minimal when you get 800 to 1,000 per hour. And any pointed dripstone that is missed from going forward, on the way back, the bottom one basically picks all of that up, because the top one still only launches the top pointed dripstone forward. And lastly, the redstone is not that difficult. It is just take the output signal from what we did over there and send it into a signal that gets detected or triggers this iron trapdoor. and then just have the flying machine observer look at that trapdoor. So when it gets activated, it sets off the flying machine, and then have another observer detect the same trapdoor, or you can have its signal go up to this itself. It doesn't matter how you do it. So you can have it do this as well, and it would do the exact same thing. It would do this. It would be the exact same thing. I just have a comparator there, a repeater. But you want to have another trapdoor to activate the top flying machine. And there will be some delay. So if you're on the side, you will see this flying machine get launched before this flying machine. And that's just the way the signal and delay from these repeaters works. And it is the same for this side. Have a observer detect when the bottom flying machine comes in, and just have it signal it back into a trapdoor. And like on the other side, you don't have to use an observer here. You can instead have the signal come out like this way and just go up like this. It would do the exact same thing, but again, I would recommend having an iron trapdoor to, again, launch the top flying machine, because that's probably the easiest way to launch flying machines. And the size of this farm, at least the one that I built, is 100 blocks long. And that is the whole thing from terracotta to terracotta. So -2 on both sides, that's 4. So it's 96, 95 long, about something like that. And the amount of pointed dripstone and dripstone blocks is 1,520. So the dripstone blocks are very easy to get if you have mason villagers, as you can trade an entire stack in one trade, and then it resets for the other time of day, so you can get 2 stacks of dripstone blocks per mason villager. Now the pointed dripstone is going to be a little harder to get because you need a smaller farm to farm these, and those can be a little more expensive. Or you can build this whole thing up, and it is an exponential growth of pointed dripstone. Now between the moss block layer and the pointed dripstone is 7 blocks. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's a 6 block gap between the second layer of where pointed dripstone will grow and the top layer of the moss block. And I think it could be 1 higher, because I believe pointed dripstone can grow from the bottom from dripping down 7 blocks. I believe I just made it 6 to be on the safe side. All right, I think that'll be it for this episode of farming tutorials. I hope you all enjoyed, and I hope this farm helps you with future lava farms. And I will see you all next time. Goodbye.